Of a 7-year-old girl find their way home after being blown away by the Andover tornado.
Rain throughout the course of our Monday. We're going to find out why. Cooler weather and cloud cover may be a good thing leading into tonight. We'll have the latest from the Skywatch Weather Center.
And the largest white diamond for sale is headed to auction.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The tornado that hit Andover, Kansas Friday night damaged more than 1,000 buildings. It generated winds up to 165 miles per hour and carved a path of destruction nearly 13 miles long. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. The National Weather Service says the EF3 tornado injured several people, but did not take any lives. The twister was on the ground for 21 minutes Friday evening. Now, according to Andover Fire Chief Chad Russell, up to 400 buildings in the Wichita suburb are destroyed. Spotters say the storm started as a small rope tornado, but grew into a large cone as it gained momentum. Some staff and members of the Andover YMCA took shelter there, and the building took a direct hit. YMCA officials say they're thankful no one inside was hurt. Well, items can be replaced, but sometimes those missing things come with memories that are tough to lose. And yesterday, one Andover family learned someone had found some of their most precious belongings and were working to return them. Alex Flippen shares their story.
That helped us out said is, don't panic, but your house is gone. So this was our living room. This was our kitchen and dining room.
It took only moments for Allie Valentine Brown and her family to realize just how much they'd lost.
We loved this home. We loved it. It was great. Puts everything into perspective because now it's all gone.
The Browns had lived in their home, now in rubble, less than 2 weeks before Friday's tornado. No chance to build new memories and forced to say goodbye to old memories they'd collected over a lifetime.
The family was rescued out of this basement window. They couldn't get up the stairs into the first floor because the first floor had collapsed around them. Allie says they didn't know what they'd find when they came out, but they did find they were all okay. And in the coming days, somebody else found something important to Allie, the whole family, and they returned it after posting it on social media. It meant so much to her, the family spent much of Sunday trying to do the same for other people.
I was at my son's basketball game this morning and there's no service where he played. I got out and there was like 27 Facebook tags of somebody who had found my daughter's baby stuff.
Toys, pictures, birthday cards, the kind of stuff that, as Allie says,
is literally like so special because those are things that you want to have forever.
So the Browns started working to pay the kindness forward.
We just kind of decided we were going to go do the same thing for other people. So we found somebody's wedding dress, pictures of other people that I posted to the Facebook page of seeing if it was theirs and to contact us. So I hope somebody else finds their stuff too.
Giving them the chance to make new memories while still holding on to some of the old.
It's a big victory. Finding some of her things, any of them, was so huge for me.
In Oklahoma, 3 meteorology students were killed Friday night when a tractor-trailer rig struck their vehicle. The students attend the University of Oklahoma. They were on Interstate 35, traveling back from chasing that powerful tornado in Kansas. Troopers say their vehicle, hydroplaned, became disabled before being hit by the semi. Well, since Friday, we've had quite a bit of rain move through the 4 states, and that's leading to another concern.
Yep, flooding. But it sounds counterintuitive. This live picture outside of the mothership, Tanya, what if I told you that's a good thing?
The cloud cover?
And
drizzle,
cool and cool temps.
Okay.
Because what we're going to be awaiting for this afternoon to see if it happens, and we really hope it doesn't happen, is if that sun begins to pop. Because once that sun pops, then we begin to warm up. Then our atmosphere gets very unstable. So it sounds weird. Dreary afternoon can actually help us in the long run. Now, at that point, we still do have some very good rain coming down in northeast Oklahoma. Already more than an inch of accumulation, specifically not only in Delaware County, Oklahoma, but also McDonald County and stretching into Berry County as well. Move out to the west where we're starting to see a cluster of lightning in between Winfield and Sedan. We also have some flooding concerns out there, but specifically what Tanya was talking about for our flood watches that we have in effect, that's mainly through southwest Missouri and along these state lines in between Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. You'll notice those flood watches running all the way until 7 a.m. Up in Vernon County, just north of Nevada, flood warnings for both the Osage and the Marmonton. That was to be expected with all the rain that we had last week and additionally what we received today. Temperatures, this is a key factor. We've been very stagnant. We've been mid-50s to low 60s all morning long. Coming up in a bit, Tanya, we are going to concentrate on number 1, cloud cover. Number 2, a warm-up, and number 3, we've got massive movement in the severe thunderstorm risk map. We're going to work backward to forward when I see you in just a little bit because I want to spend the majority of our time talking about what we possibly have coming tonight.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that for sure. Want to stay away from that diurnal heating, right?
Look, that's exactly what it would be.
See, I pay attention.
Am I blushing?
Maybe a little bit. All right, thanks, Michael. Well, suspected killer who escaped from a jail in North Alabama is still on the loose today, along with the prison official who authorities believed helped him escape. 38-year-old inmate Casey Cole White was behind bars on capital murder charges. He and the assistant director of corrections at the Lauderdale County Detention Center, 56-year-old Vicky White, left together Friday for what she said was a mental health evaluation. The January 6th committee scores a legal victory. A Trump-appointed federal judge ruled against the Republican National Committee as the January 6th committee seeks data about whether the RNC's fundraising efforts after the 2020 election helped stoke violence at the Capitol. Judge Kelly also rejected the RNC's legal arguments that the January 6th committee is not legitimate, saying Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney serves as the GOP's ranking member, giving its subpoenas legitimacy. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi leads a congressional delegation in Poland today, thanking the ally for its support and sending a signal to the world of U.S. commitment to Ukraine. The speaker met with Ukraine's president over the weekend as the first civilians were freed from a battered steel plant in Mariupol. One woman said they'd been hiding there in darkness for 2 months. Fighting rages on in the eastern part of the country, and Ukrainian soldiers are still outnumbered and outgunned. President Biden's request for an additional $33 billion for Ukraine is now before the Senate. And that's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, bidding on Bling.
You're looking at the world's largest white diamond up for auction. I'm Michael George with the history of this amazing jewel and how much it could fetch at auction.
And later, we're making lemon rosemary chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. It's one of the largest diamonds in the world, worth an estimated $30 million. And it's finally making a public debut when it goes up for auction this month. Michael George gives us an up-close look at the rock.
In a secure room at the legendary Christie's auction house, we got a rare opportunity to view a diamond so massive it doesn't seem real.
Michael, this is the rock, as you see, the largest white diamond that's come up for sale at auction ever. It weighs 228 carats.
The light reflecting off it is dazzling, and it's the size of an egg.
If you hold it in your hand, you'll get a sense of how heavy the stone is.
Can I?
You want to try?
Yeah, it really, you compared it to a chicken egg, it's both in size and weight, it's very similar.
The jewel was mined in South Africa 20 years ago. The owner, who's remaining anonymous, now plans to auction it through Christie's, where some of the most famous and expensive objects in the world have been sold.
We opened this at 13 million, 14 million, 15 million, looking for 16. 15 million, 16 is here with Emily.
Rahul Kadakia is Christie's head of jewelry, and he'll be the auctioneer when the rock goes up for sale in Geneva, Switzerland this month.
Especially when the numbers get to the 20, 30, 50, $100 million level. You know, it can get tense. There's a lot of money on the table. So the auctioneer has to make sure that the energy in the room is very positive.
Kadakia has seen a lot of magnificent jewels come and go over the years, but he says the rock stands alone.
For me, it's unique and irreplaceable. The brilliance of the stone, the cut of the stone, the color of the stone, the clarity.
Some buyers have already expressed interest. It's estimated they'll need a cool $20 to $30 million to take this diamond home. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Well, the auction is open to the public, though not everyone can bid on it. You can also watch the auction live on Christie's YouTube page. It happens May 11th. Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
We've got a trick to make your roasted chicken crispy, juicy, and delicious. So don't go anywhere.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete forecast.
Talk a little bit about that magic word that Tanya brought up earlier, diurnal. Diurnal heating is what is mainly referred. All diurnal means is daily. It's nothing more than the daily heat up that we get each and every afternoon. Here's the key factor about it. If we can temper our diurnal heating, aka if we can keep it cooler like it is right now, that will definitely help us as far as the thunderstorms that are going to originate tonight and work through into Tuesday morning. Here's a current look at the severe thunderstorm risk map. This is falling under the guise that we are going to get the afternoon pop, get a little sunshine, and work up into the 70s. Now, hopefully, Mother Nature and the cloud cover will temper that and keep that sunshine down to the south, because it looks like Tulsa and Oklahoma City could bear the brunt of this. And while I don't wish it upon anybody, it would keep our highlighted counties out of the fray. But now that we see the high category introduced into our viewing area, that's what we're going to concentrate on. Now, temperatures play an extreme key factor here. Average high this time of year, 72. 7-day forecast, when we get to that, you're going to see that it's right on par with that at 72, but we've got a ways to go. And with the cloud cover that we have right now, as we progress through the afternoon, slowly but surely, we're approaching that peak heating time, say in between 2:30 to 4:30. And if we can cruise past that with some cooler temperatures, that lessens the intensity of what's able to build today. 58 degrees over 7th and Range Line. When you look at the regional temperature change, you'll notice the positive numbers down to the south. We're about 7 degrees cooler than what we had yesterday. Work up into KC. They're about 10 degrees cooler, and what that will do is kind of limit, when we talk about that convective available potential energy, what's out there for these thunderstorms to originate and chew up, because right now they are staying down to the south, right there where we talked about that Tulsa, Oklahoma City area. And while we will see it grow for the afternoon, on a normal early May day, if we were to have plenty of sunshine right now and warmer temperatures, we'd be up in that, easily up in that color of red that's about to get to Tulsa right now. So let's try to keep it at arm's length, and we're able to do so, number one, with the cloud cover, but also too, down here, say, along I-40, where it's chewing up some of that energy, it's helping us out, because that way that energy is not allowed to progress up to the north. So all we have right now are scattered showers. Nothing that we had this morning would be deemed severe. Yes, we had thunder and lightning, and our main threat still is the flooding as far as what we're seeing this morning, and a lot of that has to do also with what we had going back to last week as well, because you've got the flood warnings all throughout southwest Missouri, and then also right along the Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri state line. Not only have we seen anywhere from half an inch to an inch of rain in portions of Berry County and Cassville, but also too Delaware County down in between Jay and Grove sitting right at an inch as well. But on top of that, our big factor for tonight is the elevated threat of high wind, hail, and whenever you see that high category pop up on the severe thunderstorm risk map, that of course increases your threat of tornadoes as well. That is why, if we can keep the cool weather, we're going to take it. Now let's go ahead and put future track into motion here. That's the organized line that we're talking about that develops out to the west. Around 6:30 is when we see it upon our counties. As this sweeps through, you can tell, watch the blow up on 44 down to the south right there, and how that mimics that high category in the severe thunderstorm risk map, and really doesn't pass off until Tuesday morning. After that, Tuesday will actually give us some nice sunny skies as a result of a cold front. And then 70s for Wednesday and Thursday, Tanya, with the resumption of thunderstorms. But really, I want everybody concentrating on that time frame from about 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. to be weather aware.
All right. Definitely keep an eye out for that, that's for sure. A lot going on this evening.
Doug is already on it. We've been going back and forth all morning, and that's why I was able to kind of isolate that Tulsa to Oklahoma City geographic area, because we're as our cloud cover and cool temps stay, everything gets shifted to the south a little bit. That's why we'd like to keep it this way.
That's why we like it cloudy and cool in May.
And you know I never say that, and I will take that today.
All right. Thanks, Michael. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Corporal John McDonald in the U.S. Army. The Neodesha, Kansas native joined the 36th Division in 1943. He fought in Austria, Germany, Italy, France, and in Africa. Corporal McDonald earned a number of honors, among them the American Defense Service Medal, the American Campaign Medal, and the Army's World War II Occupation Medal. To Corporal John McDonald, we thank you, our four-state hero. If you're craving something hearty and delicious, you're in for a treat. Today, Howard shows us how to make lemon rosemary chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If I asked you what dish you could eat at least once a week that you would never get bored with, what would it be? The one that stands out for me is roasted chicken. I mean, who doesn't love a fresh from the oven chicken with its crispy skin and all that flavor in every bite? So what do you say I show you how to make the best bird ever? After rinsing our chicken, we coat it with a mixture we made by combining some vegetable oil, lemon juice, chopped fresh rosemary, a bit of garlic powder, and salt and pepper. Here's a little tip. Cook your chicken on a roasting rack. This way it'll cook evenly and allow the fat to drip away. And since we're lighting the oven anyway, we figured we might as well add some chunked up seasonal veggies that we toss with more of the seasoning mixture and roast them off at the same time in the same pan. And once the chicken reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees and the juices run clear, it's done. And let me tell you, you won't have to ring the dinner bell twice to let your troops know that dinner is ready, since the whole house will smell amazing. To get the recipe for our lemon rosemary chicken, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a foolproof way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
We can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our four-state market prices.
I'll stay weather aware tonight, while this evening's rain is going to result in our flooding concerns. Remember, we've got the good one that's going to formulate tonight around 6 on the far western edge of the four states. Proceed through with heavy rain, high wind, possibility of hail right there, and then expanding down to the southwest through northeast Oklahoma and southern southwest Missouri all the way through Tuesday morning. Speaking of Tuesday, we will get a chance to dry out. Won't be a little bit cool though. Highs only in the 60s, but everybody right back here, 5, 6, 9, and 10, where we'll bring you the latest on the threat of severe weather.
Yeah, we will.
That's right. What do we have coming up at 5?
Well, melanoma is one of the most common cancers found in young adults, especially young women. We're going to focus in on the disease and the signs you need to look out for. Plus, details on a shooting in Quapaw, Oklahoma this morning. And the Joplin Fire Department is hiring as they look to recruit more firefighters to keep the city safe. The training chief is going to talk about what issues the department is facing and what they're offering to combat them. More on those stories. Of course, Doug's going to have the very latest on the storm. That's all coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right. Thank you, Dal. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.